Hey everyone, welcome to the WIRA Daily Market Update. Hey, interesting market day today, right? CNBC's in full panic mode as the market was really soft today. Just kidding. We're down about 0.25% across the board. You know, the Nasdaq was down about 18 points, the S&P down at 6, and the Dow closed down about 58 points down, and almost straight across the board, 0.22 points. So, it's bound to have some softness, right? This has been one hell of a market rally, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we look at the charts. But it's been a fantastic rally. It's been full of, it's been vicious, right? That V bottom we made from December 24th, it makes sense that there's going to be some profit taking here. So I think I don't know if any alarm should go out on a day like today. We certainly weren't panicking. So as a service, so the interesting thing is that VIX is still right there around 13. So yeah, it looks like just some. A little bit of profit taking, maybe a little bit of redressing and things like that. We had some good market days. Microsoft had an all-time high midday, and then it kind of trickled down from there. Oil was soft today, right? There was a jump in the U.S. crude, so oil kind of got hit. Our play, OIH, it got rocked a little bit, about 3%, but it's been on a big run for the last about 6 weeks. So, we can live with one soft day. Hey, let's pop over and let's look at the charts. We'll start here with the Qs, which is tech. So we're supposed to have some good earnings right after the bell. We've got Facebook, we've got Microsoft, we've got PayPal on the credit processing or the payment processors. So it should be interesting. We'll see how that shakes out after hours. Our monster play is just blowing up. Look at that thing. It's just taken off. Monster made another high today. It pulled back off with the rest of the market, but you can see on that RSI, we're starting to track the RSIs now on our indicator, and we've gotten away from the Fibonacci for the most part right now. Well, we're going with our trend lines and our support lines. Got a little bit of shift in our technical analysis, but you can see that as far as the RSI goes, we're right there in the middle. We had a little loss of momentum there, but that's fine. This is just a day chart. You look at the overall chart, this bad boy is just pumping. We've got a run going on that RSI. We've got nice diversion here, volume accelerating. This is going to be beautiful. This is just getting started. We've got some $60 calls that we are all the way out to July. We're liking this play. OIH, like I said, we got big old pullback today. We're going to see how this shakes out, though. We had a big pullback there the last time. These two are the same event. U.S. stockpiles going up, right? And, we've still got that Iran situation, and they're about to drop the hammer on that. So we'll see if it can counter this move. Technically, all we did is we're bouncing off the top of that old channel. So we'll see where we go from here. We're all the way out to end of summer on these options, and we're just at $20. So we think that it'll easily be there within maybe a couple weeks. AKS, our steel play, still getting beat up a little bit. Had a decent day though. This is waiting for some good news. Hopefully we're getting a little RSI momentum in here. But we went out with some leaps on this, and so we're going to give it some time. We're going to give it some patience, and let this trade deal see if that helps this at all. Other than that, our retail play. Our retail got a lot of love today. And this is what we're talking about in yesterday's show. We were saying that retail, now we're getting into some different types of earnings. We're getting into earnings that will start dictating towards retail. So maybe some money's starting to flow in there. Huh? Look at that RSI. And our momentum, we're a little bit positive here, straddling the two moving averages are straddling each other, but it's fine. This looks like it's starting to get a little feisty, and we're happy about that. We're in some $50 calls out to August on these. So, and you can see that next Fibonacci right there at 47. Excuse me. Right there at $47. We think it's going to make a big move, probably up to those highs. It just needs to get a little love. We've talked about this. We entered this play after that bad retail report a few weeks back, and we've just been building the position from since then. Our CLDR play, it keeps looking like it's setting a bottom here, a second bottom, but and we keep getting a little bit of selling into it. So we're going to wait a little bit more before we look to put a second play on this. We're on some leaps on this one too, out to January. We like this as a cloud story. It's an earnings story. They had a accounting change back there, some write-offs, things like that hurt them. So they had a little rough of an earnings report. But we think those earnings reports are going to get a lot better going forward. Okay, so let's take a look at the overall market, that S&P 500. That chart's looking good. We just came off that vicious V bottom. We started another nice little uptrend here. But, we're still trending up there. If you look, we're still getting higher highs, higher lows, at least intraday and stuff. So, in the RSI, we were getting a little overbought. So at least that kind of takes a little bit of that tension off. And we'll see how it goes. We think the market going forward is in very much bull mode still. Let's pop back over to CNBC. Let's do a refresh and see if we had any earnings here. Microsoft pops on earnings report. So, we were, I started off with that QQQ chart. We picked up a position in the Qs this morning, right in the money at 190. And Friday expiration, and we're going to see how those play out. We were expecting a good report from Microsoft, probably PayPal too. And, that should give us a nice gap trade. We did that on Monday. We cashed in a gap trade for about 200%. This is pretty much the same thing. Nice, huh? Microsoft up about $3. So we're expecting all of this to bring a little momentum into the Qs, right? After today, those last 6-7 minutes of red bars they could have got a little concerning, but after that big run up and the way the other indicators were showing, still very bullish on the market. And that's why we took up the QQQ trade. So let's do one more refresh before we call it a show. All right, gang. So that calls it a show. We'll see how it shakes out tomorrow. We'll see you guys after the market. Don't forget, if you want to trade along with a team that cares about you, you got big support, and you learn something and make some money, WIRA.com. Just click the link right in the comments. Please read the disclaimer. We are not registered investment advisors. This show is not to be taken as an offer to buy any security. It's for entertainment purposes. Consult a professional before making any investment decisions. Definitely read that disclaimer. All right, gang, we'll see you tomorrow. That was certainly a lot.